We are live. Okay. So we are gonna be focusing on this part today. So one of our weakest parts for OpenUSD was data modeling and data exchange. We are focusing on data modeling today. So we are trying to see and learn a very basic concept for basic data types for scene description provided by SDF. And yeah, let's get started. So a basic and so this was the question that we saw over there. We had like three options for array, structure, and dictionary data type, and in the options, and they basically asked which is the best data type to choose for a custom attribute or something like that. And I think we did get that wrong. So we're gonna try to figure out what's the right answer for that today, and let's see. USD supports a variety of data types for attribute values. These types are encoded in SDF type value. One second. Yeah. So basic data type for scene description provided by SDF. Attribute value types. USD supports a variety of data types for attribute values. These types are encoded in SDF value type name object. SDF value type name object. What is that? SDF value type name object. That corresponds to an underlying C++ type. That is what a user would receive from a call to USD attribute get type name. Call to USD attribute get type name. Methods for looking up these objects are provided by SDF schema. Okay. Methods are provided by SDF schema. Uh-huh. And they're enumerated in the object SDF value type names. Enumerated. Enumerated in object SDF value type names. See also SDF schema. TF weak base, SDF schema base, SDF schema. SDF schema class reference. Static SDF API const SDF and get this. Oh god, bro. Why the fuck is this DJ still going on Sunday? Get type name. Right, let's try to understand this. For example, to create a custom matrix 4D value attribute on-prem foo. In Python, mat equals to foo dot create attribute my matrix sdf dot value type name dot matrix 4D 4D if mat dot set get matrix 4D1 assign identity matrix else error creating the attribute. Basic data types. Okay, so these are bool, ucar, asset. What is a value type token?
Value type token. Uh, you remember we have to when we are trying to set up or create a attribute. You have to define what kind of array or what kind of value will be assigned to that attribute. So you can
Mm-hmm.
define it by value type dot int, top
Mm-hmm.
type dot float, type dot string, type dot token, in that manner. So it gives you
Mm-hmm.
more power over, let's say, if you want to only assign 8-bit unsigned integer, you already know that the
Mm-hmm.
value is not going to be greater than that. So you can use that token accordingly for that specific value. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you are going to have some integer values, right? No, so you are have some double values, but you do not want the decimal to be greater than 2 points, right? So you go with double instead of going with float. So it depends completely upon our
Mm-hmm.
requirement. That what is the requirement for our custom attribute or any attribute that we're trying to define,
Mm-hmm.
uh, their value type definition. So, so one of the way would be like if you're using any prim and you're using prim dot create attribute. So when
Mm-hmm.
you use that, you have to define what is the name of the attribute and what is the value type of that attribute will be when it will be taking in the value. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the data types comes in.
Mm-hmm. I see. Let's give this.
Ooh, party!
Jobless motherfuckers, bro.
Bro, how do you know they are jobless? If they're jobless, how are they earning their money?
Daddy's money. And Juan, you remember Juan, right?
Yeah, brother.
How did he earn his money?
By working at part-time Pollo Tropical.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh fuck.
I am trying to understand data type.
Everybody, shot, 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 shot.
Machine description. I'm trying to understand the data type for C description provided by SDF. Mm-hmm. SDF provides the official list of data types that USD attributes and metadata are allowed to store. So we need to import SDF, I think, before we can use any data type, right? I think. When you create an attribute, USD needs to know what kind of value can this attribute hold. The answer is usually SDF value type name. SDF, what kind of value this attribute can hold. Attribute equals to prim dot create attribute my matrix SDF dot value type names dot matrix 4D. So the OpenUSD doc says USD attribute value types are encoded in a SDF value type name, and this corresponds to an underlying C++
What I was
type.
talking about. Type names, types.
The OpenUSD doc says USD attribute type value types are encoded in SDF value type name. What does this mean? Encoded in?
Encoded, like how? What will you define the type? That's what it means over there. They have to be encoded into a type name, like how would I say, integer value or some kind of data type that you want to put them in. So you're going to use SDF value type name to encode them into a data type that you're trying to define for that specific attribute by name. So when you use a create attribute, the first thing you're creating is the variable name, and second thing you're creating is what is the data type of that attribute. To encode that variable into a data type, you need to use sdf dot value type names dot whatever the type you want to, whatever the data type you want to define it in. So it's like more like a string translation into a data type translation thing. To
Hmm.
encode, you have to use that specific term sdf dot value type names dot matrix 4D. So
Mm-hmm.
so in the background, what it will do, it will create a variable with 4 by 4 matrix. So if you use JavaScript or if you use any other low level programming language, you have to first define what kind of variable or what kind of variable and how variable it is. So for example, in Python, if you're defining a is equal to inverted comma, so Python is really smart that it converts that it in the background directly, and you're defining it as a string, right? But when you define the same variable as an array, you will use a equal to two big brackets, right? Since
Mm-hmm.
OpenUSD doesn't have that kind of a thing, so we have a higher level API call that is called sdf.valueTypeName.matrix4D. So If you open if you open any terminal or anything right now, I can show you what I'm trying to say. So can you just open any text editor and I will explain you what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Yeah.
So yeah, if you define over here a equal to bracket equal to equal to an array.
Mm-hmm. Like this.
Yes. So over here now your Python directly knows that hey, this is going to be an array,
Mm-hmm.
right? But how will you tell OpenUSD that this attribute is an array, right? So to do
Oh.
that, you are going to use the variable name. You are going to use dot create attribute, and then the variable name that is going to be a, and then
Mm-hmm.
you are going to use gf dot value type name dot array to define or tell the compiler or tell the OpenUSD that hey, this variable has a data type of array directly.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're trying to do over here with the use of SGF value type names.
Oh, so basically it's like a utility function which
Yes,
says what data type, like
yes.
which tells OpenUSD what data type it is.
Yeah, so that's why it says encoded. So that's how you encode it.
Mm-hmm.
How will you tell your OpenUSD that which variable is it in, right? So that act as a higher API call that tells your OpenUSD function that okay, when you compile this, this is an attribute that we're creating with this variable name, and this is the data type that you're going to define. To define that, you're going to use sgf.value type name to
Mm-hmm.
pick up that specific data type that you want to define over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see. Let's see this more. You're looking at the page for SDF. SDF provides the official. Oh no. One second. Yeah. Here, encoded in SDF value type means USD represents the attribute data type using an SDF value type name object. The type information is stored slash described in SDF type value type name. OpenUSD attribute value types are encoded in SDF value type name objects, which correspond to an underlying C++ type, and it is what you get back from USD attribute get type name. Simple mental model. The type information is stored and described as an SDF value type name. OpenUSD says attribute value types are encoded in source from an underlying C++ is what you get back from USD attribute get type name. Okay. Simple mental model, actual value 100, SDF value type name, color 3F, underlying C++ Python value type, GFX3F. So, color 3F, framework, display color 100, breakdown, color 3F is the SDF value type name. Okay, framework and display color or attribute name, and actual value is this. The type information. USD represents the attributes data type using an SDF value type name object. It does not mean encrypted or compressed. It means the type information is stored slash described as an SDF value type name. Mhm. Underlying C++ slash Python value types. GFX3. Okay, okay. Breakdown, yes. SDF value type name is a USD type descriptor. Okay. Object is USD type descriptor. What kind of value is this attribute allowed to hold? Examples: float, double token, asset matrix 4D. Okay. Oh, float, double token, asset matrix 4D, point 3F, normal 3F, the color 3F text coordinate, 2F, float, point 3F token. In Python, you usually come across these SDF dot value type names. So you import SDF over here, and then okay, attribute is equal to create attribute my color SDF dot value type name attribute dot set gef gf dot vector 3 f100. Okay, get root layer dot save. Hmm. Get root layer dot save author something like hmm, hmm, I see. Attribute equals to prim dot create attribute my color SDF dot value type name dot color 3f attribute dot set gf vec 3f stage dot get root layer save this author something like this. Here SDF type value type name dot color 3f is a Python object representing the USD value type color 3f. USD value type color 3f. Okay. USD stores represents the declared type of an attribute using SDF value type name object. So the attribute does not say I have some value. It says we have an attribute whose value type is in color 3f. Okay. Oh my god, bro. So the attribute does not say I have some value. It says I am an attribute whose value type is color 3f. Then USD knows expected shape, three numeric components, semantic roles, color. SDF is not a value. This is the biggest point. SDF value type name is not a value. It's just a schema. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a data type that we are defining more like a numeric value, more like a
Hmm.
string value, immutable.
Hmm. SDF value type name. Okay, it is the type label color 3 of the actual red value. Okay. What type is allowed? The data stored. Float any description. Bro, I'm so sleep deprived that I, for a moment, thought they're playing Himesh Reshammiya in the club.
Dude, you are hallucinating, and this is what happens.
Listen to this. Can you hear?
No,
Damn. Himesh Reshammiya.
Reshmi or Reshmi, yeah, what the?
This sounds like such so cheap ass Indian music. Bro.
Oh,
Uh, okay, so what type is allowed? Actual value is the data stored. Create attribute, attribute sets, type descriptor, relationship to USD syntax, float size. When you see this, internally knows what type attributes type name is. Token when you see this. Point 3F points. USD internally knows the attribute type name is. Mm,
dude, what kind of crappy music is going on over there? I don't know. It's like they're just shouting.
Himesh Reshamya.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, thundery nights, thundery nights.
Okay, why USD need this? USD needs the declare type so it can know how to store the value, how to serialize it, how to validate set calls, how to interpret the value semantically, how to expose it through APIs, how to map it to C++ Python types.
For example, prim dot create attribute my matrix sdf dot value type names matrix 40. This my attribute must hold a matrix 4 by 4 value. Okay, so this must be one of the value data types. Okay. The OpenUSD doc shows this same pattern, creating an attribute with SDF dot value type name dot matrix 4D, then setting it with GF matrix 4D type name versus underlying C++ type. The docs say each SDF value type name corresponds to an underlying C++ type. The USD type name. Oh, so type names versus underlying C++ type. So doc says each SDF value type name corresponds to an underlying C++ type. Float, double, token, asset. Concentrate, bro. It's distracting you more than me. Let me change it back to AirPods. Yeah. Oh,
Bro, fuck! I had to get a backup drive as well, but unfortunately, I would have to use some resources.
you don't have a backup drive.
No, brother, I have a backup drive, but it's not mine. You know.
Just use that system behind you.
Oh yeah, it has a terabyte of storage.
Yes, I can see it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I will. I will do. I will do. I would have to just create some partitions, get rid of some fucking games.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I will. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
Wait, let me check for any offers. If I have got for that system, dude, no one is willing to buy that.
Bro, just sell the fucking thing and just say that you're not getting any offer, so you're just keeping it for now. And just, you know.
Well, first somebody needs to offer me something to sell it, right? Like I cannot sell it for free.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
would
know.
want to make the maximum out of it. Right now, okay, I have listed it for 900 bucks. This system is for 900 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for some person that would be willing to, because the only problem with the system is it doesn't have a good graphic card. It has like
Mm-hmm.
30 or something like basic graphic card
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
upon the and it also have a low RAM like 16 gigs.
How
So
much
I don't
RAM
know,
does
like
it have?
16 gigs. That's it.
Bro, what the fuck? And I think this was a very expensive build.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
dude, I'm telling you, these things depreciate like crazy. That's why like the only MacBook that I got,
Yeah.
only MacBook that I got was the brand new one was when I started my masters, and then later on I trying to go towards everything refurbished, because
Mm-hmm.
until it's bringing me some value or something, I'm not gonna buy something brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because these things depreciate like crazy. Like what can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I see.
Shot.
These guys are going crazy over there, bro. Some fucking. I think it's some Indian themed thing going on for sure.
I see. These bloody Indians.
LGBT plus Indian.
Oh, bro.
I think my ex landlord might be here.
Mm. Down.
Hmm?
Like like over there. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
There's some event for LGBT and Indian things, so he might be here.
I see.
LGBT Pride Month.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really?
All the roads were closed in New York today
Oh my
because
god.
of that parade.
Oh my god.
Yep. It's crazy.
Oh my god. You know.
Hmm. The quest for money
Hmm.
continues.
Oh my god. You know. That was freaking awesome.
let's continue. Hmm. Type name versus underlying C++ type. The doc says each SDF value type name corresponds to an underlying C++ type. What is a C++ type? Like a data type.
Yes, C++ data type, because eventually everything is going to get stored into C++.
Hmm. Okay, so USD type name is float, double, float, double, token, asset, matrix, OD, float 3, point 3F, color 3F. So point 3F, normal 3F, and color 3F may all use three floats underneath, but their SDF value type names carry different semantic meaning. Hmm. Point 3F, okay, role type name example. Role type example. These two have similar numeric storage, point 3F position and color 3F color, but they mean different things. Three floats interpreted as position, three floats interpreted as RGB color. Um, I see. Bro, I got this cover today.
What iPhone cover?
It's not a cover, it's just this sticky
Oh,
thing.
this thing. I also had that, but then I had to return this
What?
because it won't stick to a lot of surfaces. Like it will
Mm.
only stick to selected surfaces.
Mm.
So that's why. How much did you got it for? $10?
$4.
Fuck! I got the same thing for $10. That's why I had to return it.
And mine has a is magnetic. It's not like
Same thing.
sticky.
I had the same one. I had the same one. That's
Yeah.
magnetic and all that bullshit.
So I can just put it anytime and remove it anytime. I like it. Yeah, it does not stick to a lot of surfaces.
It will stick to your mirror.
Yeah, like only glossy surfaces, I guess.
That's why I was like, nah.
But it won't fucking stick to the wall that I have
Yeah.
over here.
And the other issue I had was, even if it sticks to a surface, there's a higher chance that it will fall.
Yeah.
So because of then you're losing, you're trying to break your phone as well, you're relying on that stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
like, not for me.
It will stick to glossy surfaces for sure.
But pigeon cover that I got, dude, this is a badass cover. $20 worth it. My phone
What
has
what cover is that?
pigeon, like
What do
it's a
you
normal cover. That's it, with a
uh,
MagSafe one. Yeah,
mm,
but this cover is like badass. Dude, my phone has fallen so many times, but that was no, nothing yet.
mm, I see.
Yeah.
I just like the look of it. It's like a Lego.
Wow, nice.
Lego. Okay. And then array types. Array is also represented as SDF value type names. Float weights, okay, point 3f points. OpenUSD says array type names are underlying type names plus such as float, and in code they are exposed with array suffix with float array. Okay, I think we can read the upper thing now. Hmm. So, when you create an attribute, USD knows what kind of value this attribute holds. That answer is usually an SDF.value type name, prim.create attribute my matrix SDF.value type name matrix 14. The OpenUSD doc says USD attribute value types are encoded in SDF value type name, and this corresponds to an underlying C++ type. In Python, you access these through SDF.value type names. What is the SDF.value type name? SDF.value type name dot float. Okay.
Are you able to? Are you able to hear my fan noise?
What? You just turned off your camera, bro.
Are you able to hear my fan noise?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, that's good.
I mean, yes, like a little bit in the background.
I see. No, I was just testing like how good is MacBook noise cancellation check.
Hmm. Okay, they are declared value types, declared types, attribute. Uh, from Pixar, import USD, SDF, GF. Okay, okay. Conceptual USDA, SDF provided value types, basic data types. These are normal primitive types. So, what is the difference between SDF provided value type and basic data type?
So basically, SGIF. So not everything is basic. So what do you mean by basic? Look at the basic data types first.
Float and color 3F.
No, those are
Oh,
provided value
sorry,
types.
sorry. Provided value type. These are basic. Bool, Anchar, Uchar.
Here's something that will exist in every other programming language as well.
Mhm,
Specifically, like if you look at in64, uint, ucar, these are the basic data types that C++ will provide you, and where you have to define
mhm,
each and every different thing,
mhm,
right? Matrix 2D, matrix 3D. I don't think timecode is there as well, but these are the basic data types that exist. Now there
mhm,
are provided data types. So for provided data types, we have color 3f. Why color 3f? Because color 3f is something specifically only for display color values. So if you're
mhm,
trying to display any color values, you have to always use color 3f for that array.
mhm,
Otherwise, if you use any simple array for our OpenUSD, it won't be able to rectify that whether it is used for colors, is it an RGB value, or what is it. So for
mhm,
if you are displaying any color values, you always have to use color 3f, and because color 3f will give you more control over each and every small decimal value that exists over there. Specifically, like around maybe going to 10 or 8 decimal places.
mhm. I see. The docs List these fundamental data types supported by USD, including numeric types, strings, tokens, asset matrices, quaternions, and vectors. Example, xform custom bool is visible to count custom int count 5. Okay, custom asset texture file. SDF basic types, normal value container USD attributes can use. Okay, token versus string versus asset. Mhm. Okay, SDF basic types is equal to normal value containers. USD attributes can use token versus string versus asset. These three are exam important. Okay, string is free form text. Custom string note. This was approved by modeling supervisor. Used for human readable text. Symbolic label. Used for human readable text. Okay. Docs describe token as TF token and interned string with fast comparison and hashing used for known choices like render, proxy, guide, inherited, invisible, face varying, and USD preview surface. Um, Asset, a resolved asset path, custom asset texture file. The docs describe asset as SDF asset path, representing a resolvable path to another asset. Resolvable path to another asset, path to external source. Okay. Role based types. This is the part people miss. USD has types that that technically based on the basis of vector slash matrix types, but they can carry extra meaning. Example, float 3, point 3, normal 3, and vector 3f. So USD has types that are technically based on basic vector matrix types. Technically based on basic matrix types. Mhm.
Like similar to value types, you have asset paths as well. When you define asset paths in our custom attributes or
Mhm.
in our values.
Mhm. True. That's true. Holy fuck.
Let's go.
USD has types that are technically based on basic. Okay, example float 3.3, normal 3. Okay, all these are three number values, uh, but they do not mean the same thing. Yes. So phase direction, a normal transformation differently from position under non-uniform scaling. The color should be interpreted as RGB data, not spatial data. Same storage, different meaning. This is the core logic. Same storage, different meaning. Point 3F, float 3F with this is a position meaning. Okay, so this custom float 3F is just three floats. Custom color 3F value means red color, and this custom vector 3F value means direction. Okay, so texture coordinate types for UVs, USD usually uses text code 2F. I think, yeah, this was some question related to this was in the quiz.
Yeah, text
Mm.
coordinate.
Texture for texture related coordinate types for UVs, USD actually usually uses text code 2F. Example, def mesh plane. Okay, text code 2F primarily face varying interpolation. For okay, so text code 2F. So what? It's like a data type, but for what? Is it like array,
2D
array
array.
or 2D
2D
array?
array. Yes. Look at the
Yeah,
sample symbol. Yeah. But it's
mm,
more like a tuple 2D array.
tuple. Yeah, which is immutable.
Yeah. It's a
Mm-hmm.
single array, but it's a tuple array, I would say. Yeah, it's a single array. Yeah, it's a single. It's a 1D array, but with tuples.
Mm-hmm. I see. The doc lists text code 2F as a 2D UV texture coordinate role type. Okay, uses text code 2F array types. USD also uses supports. USD also supports arrays of the same types. Arrays of the same types. Okay, the doc says array type names are made by taking the underlying type and adding parentheses like float, and in the code these are available with an array suffix such as SDF value type names. Mm, SDF value type names float array.
USD also supports array of the same type as docs. The array types are made by taking underlying type and adding float element.
The doc says array type names are made by taking the underlying type and adding parentheses. Okay. These are available in array suffix such as SDF value type names float array. Hmm. All right, bro. I think we can continue tomorrow now. I'm
Okay.
mad sleepy.
Yeah, no worries. Good night, brother.
I will end the
Uh,
stream here.
okay.
All right.
Mhm.